This is Ship Trap Island in Minecraft. That's based on the story The Most Dangerous Game. So let's just go right to the first location right here. This is Rainsford's yacht. You can sit down on this thingy. You can turn the steering wheel left or right, which is very accurate to how a real boat works. Then you have the sea that's in between. I should have probably moved the boat farther out, but it's fine. So you go through the sea, the Caribbean Sea. He goes up onto the rocky shore, which looks kind of dangerous. Then he goes up here. He goes up the cliff. And then he goes to the jungle edge, and then he goes through the thick, dense jungle. It has a bunch of leaves and trees and a ton of vines and stuff. Then he goes to the chateau over here. So this chateau is pretty cool looking in my opinion, if I could say so myself. You have the bushes, you got the gate, you got the fences that look cool, you got the quartz everywhere. Then you got these steps right here. You walk up the steps, you press the doorbell. Looks like there's no one here. You open the doors up. Alright, inside the chateau, we have some air conditioning. You can see this fan right here. There's a weird waterfall thing. You got some head mounts, so there's like a tiger, a fox, a boar, a cow, or whatever. You got all those head mounts there. The next room, this is the eating room, the dining room. I don't know what you want to call it. You can sit down in the chair. You got the soup, you got the filet mignon, and you got the juice. I'm actually going to drink that. Let's go to the next room over here. We got this viewing area with a carpet. You got this cooking area. You got a grilled cheese. I'm going to take that. You got a cookie. I'm also going to take that. You got a toaster. You got... Oh, I actually kind of want some ketchup with my grilled cheese. Where's the ketchup? Barbecue, relish, mustard. Where's the ketchup? Wait a minute. It's invisible. I knew the myths were true. See, it's right here. It was invisible the whole time. You got this electricity generator. Yeah, there's a fridge, by the way. You got the ice. And then this guy has some... Wow, this guy has a lot of alcohol. A lot of chablis. I mean, I guess that makes sense because this guy is Russian. So yeah, anyways, you got this area over here. You can look outside. You can see the mailbox that he's never going to probably use because he's a psychopath. You got these stairs. And then you got this area. So you got this bathroom. You got the tub in here. You got a sink, which you can use, I guess, a trash can. You got the toilet and the toilet paper, and oh, that's a lot of toilet paper. I guess he still has some stock left from the COVID-19 pandemic, as you can see right there. The next room over here we have is a bedroom, so you can turn off the lamps if you want. You got some beds. You look outside. He's actually displaying a boar head right there. That's awesome. See, you got a stool, and that's the bedroom. You also got some curtains. Then in this room you have a table where you can play whatever you want. Rubik's Cubes, Bible. Then you got these pots over here. As you can see, these pots are indoor grass. It's a very awesome plant to have. You know, who doesn't have grass plants in their house? So then the next room over here is this green bedroom. It's the same as the blue one. And then there's also a red bedroom. So there's 3 bedrooms in this house. As you can see, if you open up the door, you can see some wolves down there. That doesn't matter right now, though. So now we go up this staircase. So we get to the top of the tower. It's not honestly that much. You can look out at the other one. You can see a fly trying to bombard its way into the tower, which is never going to get in. And then you can open up the window. So now if we look at the roof, we got this chimney right here. We got, the towers. We got that weird metal thing in the middle. Metal thing in the middle. That's a really weird phrase. Then you got the roof, the accent design. You got the accent design right here. I don't know if that's actually correct. I'm just kind of saying words at this point. And that's pretty much the entire chateau. You got the water, you got the plants, the stone thingies. I don't know what you would actually call that. You got the flowers. It's a nice modern chateau kind of. And then after that, he does the hunt stuff, and then the hunt starts, and boom, we go this way to the Malay man catcher. So the Malay man catcher is pretty far this way. You have to go, it's a long travel through the jungle on the island. So it's over there. There is the Malay man catcher. The chateau is somewhere in that direction. We go down here. You see the Malay man catcher. How it's supposed to work is you hit the vine, and then the vine crashes the tree down on you. It breaks that thing. I don't know exactly how it works, but basically this tree falls on you and you get hurt. So that's that trap. And then this way he goes through the forest again. He basically runs away. I don't know. He stops somewhere on one of the trees. I didn't really like put a certain tree where he did that, so it doesn't exactly matter. But we go this way. So then you land over here. You come out through the jungle. You go to Death Swamp, and then you're like, hey, what is this pit right here? So the pit is actually the Burmese tiger pit, and what happens when you walk on it is it says, nope, you dead. That's okay. It doesn't. What? It basically breaks the leaves, and then boom, you fall onto those wooden stakes down there, and you dead. So this is the quicksand. If I were to demonstrate, if I jump in this quicksand, well, I'm kind of dead. If I try to jump, it doesn't do anything. And now I slowly sink and suffocate. Isn't that awesome? So that's the Death Swamp in the quicksand. So we go this way. The next trap is this way. It's the Ugandan knife trap. I think I see it over there. And basically how this one works is you step on this thing and then the knife plunges on your face. So you probably don't want to step on that. If Dan walked through that, you'd probably say, you gone, Dan. Anyways, let's go to the next place. So then you travel through the jungle, you go, there's a bunch of it's a thick jungle again. A rainsword jumps off and goes into the water, and then he goes across the water, up the cliff, and then he goes through this part of the jungle, and he goes into the chateau again. And remember, that's where he kills the general. He throws him off the balcony or whatever. That's the end of the Rainsword's route. If I had to pick a personal favorite room, it'd probably be the bathroom with the COVID stock of toilet paper. Mostly because it's a funny joke, and also you can sit on the toilet. I don't know what other better reason you could have for this not being the best room. Now, of course, it does have invisible ketchup, but I mean, literally every single house has that on Earth. It's only visible when it's in your hands, because that's just how real life ketchup works. So yeah, that is the entire island of Ship Trap. That's how that's how I'm phrasing that. Alright, if you take a look at the mini-map, you can see there's the chateau, there's Rainsword's boat, the Rocky Shore Jungle Edge, then the Malay Man-Catcher, I think it's right there. Then you have the Burmese Tiger Pit and Death Swamp over here. This is the Ugandan knife trap. He goes through here. You have the entire jungle midst. When Rainsford goes through this area to try and fool the general, but it doesn't really work. And that's pretty much the whole map. This map was pretty fun to make, and there might be a couple sus secrets around, if you know what I mean. But that'll be it for Ship Trap Island in Minecraft. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the share button, tell me your credit card information in the comments, go subscribe to my Patreon that only costs $1 million a month.